Hello there, welcome or welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi. My name is Samantha and this is my channel where I talk all about books. Anyway, today I'm coming to you with episode 9 of TBR Tackle. This is officially our first episode of 2026. Technically, I did post episode 8 in January, but I'd already finished that in like November last year, and it just took me a very long time to edit it. So yeah, this is the first official episode of 2026, the year which we hopefully will actually tackle the TBR. But if you've never watched one of these before, this essentially is a series which I started last year, inspired by so many other people who have done this before, where I've been trying to get my physical TBR down to 0. So I recently posted a video where I went over all of the books that we're starting with for 2026 and sort of changes for this year. So if you're interested in watching that, I'll link it up in the card. But yes, for this episode, we are starting with 25 books on the TBR. And because it is February, the month of love, apparently. It's the month with Valentine's Day in it, which I don't really care about Valentine's Day, but for the gimmick of it all, I'm leaning into it, and we are going to be reading the romance books on my TBR. So I'm going to be reading 3 books in this video. First of all, we are starting with Left of Forever by Tara DeWitt, which is the second book in the Spoons series, with the first one being Savor It. By the way, when I say spoons, it's like Spoons, Oregon, not like an actual spoon. But yes, this is the second book in that series, and it is a second chance romance. And then I will be reading Just Playing House by Farrah Heron, which is also kind of a second chance forced proximity situation. And then finally, I will be reading The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center, which again is kind of forced proximity, slightly like not really enemies to lovers, but like they don't really get on in the beginning. Those like the basic tropes. And these are the 3 books that I'm going to be reading. And I always ramble a lot, so I'm not going to ramble anymore. We're just going to get into it. So I hope you enjoy this video and maybe get some romance recommendations from this. Who knows? But let's get into the video. Hello, good morning. I wish you could see what's happening right now. My cat is really sniffing the camera. I'm here to briefly chat about our first book for this vlog, which is Left of Forever by Tara DeWitt. This is technically the sequel to Savor It, the second book in the Spoons series. Basically, it's just set in the same small town, which is Spoons, Oregon. Not to be confused with Forks, Washington. It says that itself in the book. I think that each book is going to follow Sage's brothers. Sage was the main character, our female main character in the first book. This one is following one of her brothers. So this basically follows Ellis and Ren, and basically they were high school sweethearts, and then in their senior year Ren got pregnant and they ended up getting married, trying to make it work because they loved each other and they wanted to stay together. So yeah, they were married and had this child and were together for a few years, and then they got divorced 5 years before the start of this book, and their son is just about to go off to university because he's reached that age, and they are essentially going to do like a family road trip to go drop him off. But obviously on the way back it's just gonna be Ren and Ellis in the car. I think they kind of start to like talk about their past and maybe reconnect, and I'm excited, but I have to say the first chapter did not grip me the way that the first chapter of Savor It did. Like Savor It, I was hooked. It was really quite funny, a little bit immature humor, but like it made me laugh, whereas this was definitely a lot more emotional, and like Ren is honestly kind of going through it. She's having a bit of a hard time. So yeah, it was different from what I was expecting based on the opening of Savor It. It actually wasn't the first chapter. It was like the kind of the prologue. And so yeah, I haven't actually even read the first chapter yet, but I just want to come in and say I started this. That's the basic premise, and I will update you when I'm further through, and hopefully I really enjoy it, because I've had the worst start to my reading year, the worst start to my year in general, but all you care about is the books. So let's just chat about the books. It's been the worst. It's been the worst. My highest rating has been 3.25. So I need some good books. And hopefully this is it. I will chat to you when I'm further through and have some more reading updates. But yeah, I'm gonna go and I'll chat to you later. Hello there. Good morning. It's Saturday. My hair is wet because I'm going out soon. I still need to blow dry it. But I just finished doing my makeup. And whilst I was doing my makeup, this package arrived for me. And it's from Vintage, a publisher's. It feels really weirdly soft. So I'm very confused about what's actually in here. But definitely a book. Let's open it together. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, this is so cute, and this is so funny because I really want to read this book. I actually have it out on audio from the library at the moment. It's in here. This is the first time that something has come with like extra things. Oh my god, this is so cute. The book is 3 Days in June by Anne Tyler, which is about like a wedding, and there's like a lot of like drama within the family, and they're all back together for 3 days in June. And I love this little edition. It's got a little flap here. But yeah, I literally have this out from the library at the moment. Yeah, I kind of love a family drama, and I feel like I'm gonna like this one. Oh no, my hands are dirty. Damn it. This is one of those covers that's like gonna get smudgy really easily. It says it's the day before her daughter's wedding and things are not going well for Gail Baines. First thing, she loses her job or quits depending who you ask. Then her ex-husband Max turns up at her door looking for somewhere to stay. He doesn't even have a suit. Instead, he's brought memories and a cat looking for a new home. Just as Gail's wondering what's next, their daughter Debbie discovers her groom has been keeping a secret, which could throw the whole wedding into question. So it just sounds very like dramatic and fun. I hope. I can't remember who I heard talking about this, but I think this was in somebody's best books of 2025 video, and they like picked it up on a whim and really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping that I do too. I do love a little bit of family drama, and I think this was also recommended to me somewhere else, but I've never read anything by Anne Tyler. I've seen her floating around. Very excited for this. I didn't think I was actually gonna get it. So basically I like chose from a few different options and I didn't think I was gonna get it, but I did. Anyway, and it also came with this little like poster thing, which is basically like all of Anne Tyler's books, but it says like if you like these authors then try these ones by her, which is pretty fun. Anyway, but it also came with these little Mr. and Mrs. chocolates, and it also came with this tiny little candle, which I guess that's the name of the couple. It smells pretty good. It smells kind of like soap, but in a good way. And what is really funny is you can't see this, but I have a candle that's just burnt out right in front of me because I just finished burning it yesterday. So this could be my new office candle. But yeah, that's just funny that it's like all the wedding themed stuff. That's so fun. Anyway, I will be reading this at some point and letting you know my thoughts. Thank you to Vintage for sending that to me. I don't often get like PR stuff like that, so that's really fun. I need to get ready because I need to leave the house in like literally 10 minutes. So I gotta go. I will give you a reading update later because I do owe you a reading update. I'm going book shopping, so maybe there will be more books to haul. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Hello, good morning, happy Sunday. Actually, it's past 12. It just passed noon, so it's actually good afternoon. I'm gonna go for a run soon, so I'm still in my pajamas, but I will be getting dressed soon, I promise. Not that it matters, it's a Sunday and I spent the whole day out of the house yesterday, literally the entire day. However, I did get some good reading done on the train. I feel like I have not been reading a lot recently, like only like squeezing in 10 minutes here and there, like every day, still consistently every day, but like I used to be reading for at least an hour every day, but recently on my commute, I've been getting the same train as my siblings and then we all chat and then I don't get any reading done. And sometimes in the evenings, we also end up on the same train and it's a bit of a disaster. I'm like, guys, can you stop talking? I need to read my book. Anyway, so yeah, that's when I get a lot of my reading time in and I just haven't recently. But yesterday when I went to London, I didn't have anyone with me. Well, I met up with my friend in London, but on my way there and back I was by myself, so I just read the whole time and I've been reading Left of Forever. I'm actually so close to being done. I also read a bunch when I got home because I was really in the zone, but yeah, I feel like I was kind of struggling to get into this a little bit, but only because I wasn't really reading. But now I've flown through it and I cannot believe I've got like 70 pages to go, which is crazy. I am definitely enjoying this one, but less so than Savor It. There are a lot of mentions of the characters from Savor It, so whilst you can definitely read these as standalones, I would say it would probably be better to read it in order because then you already know the characters and you care more about them. Yeah, I'm loving seeing all of the side characters from the first book, or I guess main characters from the first book become side characters in this book. I'm really enjoying that, and I do enjoy their romance and their story in general. The only thing I will say, and this is not a complaint, but it's just like, I think it's a sign that it's well written because I really feel like these characters are meant to be together, and to the point where it feels like they're real people and I feel like I'm invading a private moment with them a lot of the time. So that's like a testament to some really good writing. However, it does make me feel a bit like, I don't think I should be reading this. Like, this is your personal stuff. And now I'm getting all up close and personal with you guys during these moments that I shouldn't be there. It definitely feels a lot smuttier than the first book, but not gratuitously so. I think it's just like, it's like another way of them, like their connection with each other, you know, over the last 2 decades probably knowing each other. But yeah, I am enjoying it, but I think there is something that I just don't love as much as the first book, and I can't quite put my finger on it. But yeah, I'm still really enjoying it. Clearly, I'm almost done. So I will check in once I've finished and tell you my rating. And I do also have a little bit of a book haul. It's actually just tiny. I didn't actually buy this. I went book shopping with my friend Evie, and I haven't seen Evie in a few months, and it was my birthday in December, and so she was like, I haven't seen you and I haven't got you anything, so I'm gonna buy you a book. And so I had mentioned that I wanted the next book in the Saints of Steel series, so she got me Paladin's Strength, which is book 2 in the Saints of Steel. The first one being Paladin's Grace, which was one of my favorite books of last year, if you missed it. Yeah, this is like a cozy fantasy romance, and it has a touch of horror in it, so it's a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I did still love the first one. And this one follows Istvan. I don't know if that's how you say his name, but anyway, and we were introduced to him in the first book, and he was very sarcastic and funny, and I really liked him, so I'm excited to read this one. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but at some point, and smells like new book. It smells so good. So yeah, I've accidentally added 2 books onto the TBR in this video, but I didn't buy either of these. So you know what? That's fine. It's okay. And hopefully I'll read both of these soon. And this one's tiny. This one's like 150 pages. So anyway, yeah, I thought I'd just pop on and show you my little book haul and give you a reading update. But I'm gonna go because like I said, I need to go for a run. So I'll chat to you once I've finished my book. Hello there, good afternoon. It's Tuesday. I'm on my lunch break. And I am gonna be completely honest. I don't feel 100%. Don't really know what's going on, but I woke up so tired, like more tired than I should be, considering I got like a full 8 hours of sleep last night. And I just feel a bit like, ugh. And I'm like, am I getting sick? I refuse to get sick. I feel like I'm catching something, but I hope not because I hate being sick. But I have a reading update for you because last night I finished reading Left with Forever. Annoyingly on Sunday night I only had like 50 pages left, but I wanted to watch Bridgerton, so I did that instead. I'm still in season 3, so don't give me any season 4 spoilers. I've been taking Bridgerton pretty slow. Like we watch a season, then we wait like a month or 2, then we watch another season so we don't get tired, you know? Anyway, but yes, I did then finish this yesterday. I read a bunch on the train on my way home, and then I finished it last night before bed. I enjoyed this book, but I definitely preferred the first book. Like I think the first book for me was like a 4.5 technically. I think that's what I rated it, but like it's a 4.75, close to a 5. There was just something that didn't quite give me the 5-star feeling. This one, however, I feel like is more of a 3.75. It's like a low 4, 3.75. I enjoyed this, and I feel like these characters did feel very real. I definitely felt the connection between them. I felt like they were meant to be together. However, I just felt like it was super intimate, which is fine. Like that's actually like it was really well written, the intimacy between them, but it was too much. Like I felt like I was encroaching on a private moment. And also just for my own personal tastes and preferences, I would say there were probably like 5 or maybe 6 smutty scenes in this book. This book is only 320 pages, so like that's quite a significant portion. There were quite a few. I feel like part of the sort of reconnection between them was more physical than emotional. There was a lot of emotional stuff talked about. They had a lot of conversations, and they were really open with their communication. So like definitely can't say that miscommunication is a thing. That's not the case at all. But I do feel like whilst that was an important factor, it almost seemed like the physical reconnection was more important and more focused on. And I just didn't love that aspect. I think like for a book this length, 2 to 3 would have been sufficient. But you know, feel free to disagree with me if you have read this and loved every single moment. I fully appreciate that. I think it was well written. It was enjoyable to read. It had some funny moments. It had the emotional depth that I enjoy in a story. But yeah, I just feel like it was maybe there was just something I'm missing. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, not my favorite thing I've ever read, but I really did enjoy it still, and I will be keeping it on my shelves. And that's one more off of the TBR. I will be picking up the 3rd book in this series later this year. Even though this isn't a glowing review, this hasn't put me off her other books, because I know that sometimes authors can't write like 10 out of 10 books all the time. I did enjoy this and I would recommend it. And next I'm going to start with Just Playing House by Farrah Heron. I'm saving the Rom-Commers till last because I think it's gonna be my favorite. I was gonna take a little break before starting this, but then I realized if I want to get this video out next weekend, I need to do all of my reading so I can edit the video, which I think is normally my mistake. So yes, I am going to start this later today, maybe in the second half of my lunch break. If I have time, I will start this later and I will update you once I'm a little ways in and tell you the plot. I just wanted to give you my little reading update, that's all. So I'll chat to you later. Hello, good morning. Or actually it is technically afternoon. It's Saturday. I'm not feeling 100%, which is why I'm currently wearing this. Which, this is a donkey, like, onesie sort of thing. It's not actually a onesie. It's more like a hoodie, but it's very long. It's like a hoodie dress. I'm still in my gym jams. I'm not feeling 100%. All week I've been feeling like really, really tired, like too tired to function. And I was like, I think I'm getting sick, but I was like, I'm not gonna allow it. Naturally, it's when the weekend comes that then it hits me. And so yeah, I just feel like a little bit of a sore throat, a little bit congested, a little bit shit generally. So it's a pajama day for now, although I do have to go to the supermarket, which I don't want to do. Anyway, I have some reading updates for you. I have 5 different books in front of me. Don't worry, I don't have that many updates for you. I just have a lot of crap in front of me. Yeah, all that to say, excuse my appearance, excuse my voice. It is what it is. So let's chat about books. I have been reading Just Playing House by Farrah Heron, and I'm about 30% of the way through. I just passed page 100. I've been actually watching back some reading sprints, which I think were from last weekend, which were on Allie's channel from Allie Do Is Read, or All I Do Is Read. Yeah, anyway, I really like her videos. And yeah, she had some reading sprints. I missed them, but I often watch reading sprints back because I'm always in the wrong time zone for these things. And I have been struggling to like prioritize reading recently. I just feel like I've been reading like 10 pages a day, which is fine, but I would like to be reading more than that. Anyway, and like I just don't even know what I'm doing with my time, but just not reading. Also, I've been struggling with this one a little bit. Firstly, because this is written in third person, and I don't know why, but I am absolutely fine with fantasy being told in third person. Even fantasy romance, I feel like I can deal with. But when it comes to a romance book, I much prefer first person, which I might be contradicting myself. Like, I'm trying to think, does Emily Henry write in first person? No, Emily Henry does write in first person. I had a moment where I was like, does my favorite romance author write in first person? I just prefer romance to be written in first person. I don't know why, but whenever it's in third person, it just doesn't work for me. And like I said, it's probably not a one size fits all. I'm sure I've read some third person romance books, which are fine. As soon as I start off a book and it's in third person, I'm like, oh. Anyway, so I really should have tried a chapter when I was in the shop. Or not even a chapter, but just the first page. I am trying to do that going forward, but I bought this last year and it was in a Black Friday sale where if you bought 4 books, it was only £7 for all 4 books, which is insanity. Anyway, and I just shouldn't have done that deal because I was not interested in 2 out of the 4 books. So like I'd never heard of them before. Like this one, I had never heard of it before. And I read the back and I was like, you know, I've read something by this author before and I liked it, but this plot does not exactly stand out to me. And I should have known. This book basically follows our main character, Marley, and she's like a personal shopper. Well, not quite. I don't really know what her job is. It seems like it's a personal shopper, but she wants to go to like the next level of like only styling like celebrity clients. And so, yeah, she's a personal shopper. She's kind of having a rough time at the moment because she actually has the BRCA gene, which means that she is most likely going to get breast cancer because she's actually about to have a double mastectomy so that she doesn't get breast cancer. So she's having a bit of a rough time, but she gets this opportunity to style a celebrity. And who is that celebrity? None other than the guy she went to prom with and slept with on prom night, Nikhil Shamdasani. And yeah, they were chemistry lab partners in 12th grade. This is in Canada, in Toronto. And yeah, they were chemistry lab partners. They slept together on prom night. And he then went and told everybody at school and didn't call her again. So she doesn't really have the best feelings towards him. And Nikhil's actually having a bit of a hard time at the moment because he is about to become like a major celebrity. He has got this breakout role in a superhero movie, but he's sort of dealing with the repercussions of like the fans' attitudes to having somebody who doesn't necessarily look like who they thought would play that character. Reed, he's not white, and so he's sort of dealing with that and coming into fame. So yeah, their paths cross and he finds her very helpful to have around, and actually he offers to come and stay in her house and look after her surgery. I have not actually got to that part yet where he is going to come and stay in her house because I am already annoyed with this book and I think I'm going to have to DNF it, which I didn't want to do because I have enjoyed other books by this author, but like I said already, it's being told in third person, which I don't enjoy. And something that is a bit of a pet peeve of mine is when the characters around the main couple just say, oh my god, they have such good chemistry. And like the characters themselves are saying, wow, our chemistry is so good. But none of that is actually being shown. And that has happened already multiple times where other people have been like, wow, you guys have really good chemistry. Are you sure that you guys were just lab partners in the past? I'm like, it would be different if that chemistry had been shown and I felt that chemistry, but I don't feel it. And I don't feel like it's been shown. I feel like other people are just saying it. And so now we're just supposed to believe it, but I don't believe it. I don't believe that there's chemistry here because I don't see it for myself. I'm just being told it. And I find it really frustrating because I'm like, I feel like it's a little bit of a cop-out. And it may be that the chemistry grows, but I don't know. I feel like this type of second chance romance is not really my favorite, because first of all, I feel like what he did was really bad. He's apologized, but not like groveled. And also, I always kind of feel like if it was like a one-time thing when you were 18, like, why are you still pining after this person? Like, I just always find it strange when people are like, it's been 10 years, but still, she was the most amazing person I've ever met. I'm like, okay, probably, because women are great, but you know, get over it. I just feel like I'm forcing myself to read this, and ultimately it's not a bad book, but I feel like it's going to be like a 3-star read. I do enjoy the conversations that are coming up around like BRCA gene and like feeling like your body is betraying you and kind of mourning your body because you're about to lose parts of it that you've had for such a long time and you're so comfortable in your body. I like the fact that that's being explored. And also obviously like someone who isn't white coming into fame, especially when you are, you know, taking on a role that people are going to have opinions about, and sort of dealing with that and the racism behind that. Really interesting conversations, but I just don't enjoy the romance. And this is supposed to be a romance book, so I feel like ultimately I'm going to get frustrated by the fact that I don't enjoy the romance. So I think I'm going to DNF it here. I just have to be real with myself, and I know this could be like maximum 3 stars. I'm going to DNF this, unfortunately, but I'm not saying it's a bad book. Just isn't working for me. And then I am going to start reading the Rom-Commers by Catherine Center, which is our last official book for this romance reading vlog. And I'm very excited for this one because I've heard that if you like Emily Henry, then Catherine Center is a good author to read. And I feel like I need to find more romance authors who I love and trust. Like at the moment, I've only got Emily Henry and Tara DeWitt. Those are like my 2 girlies. Anyone else? Oh, Lila Sage. Lila Sage normally she's pretty good. I don't have a huge pool of romance authors to pull from, so I would love to find another romance author I like. Am I putting too much pressure on this? Maybe. But because I've literally just finished reading Just Playing House like 10 minutes ago, I feel like I need to break it up a little bit and maybe read a chapter or 2 of nonfiction. And also it's been a little while since I read any nonfiction, but I did say I would give you little nonfiction updates during these vlogs. If you missed it, I did a TBR Tackle update where I spoke about like how things were going to work going forward this year. So I'll link that up in the card in case you want to check it out. Is that side? I don't know. So just to give you a little update on what's going on with nonfiction, I've been reading some more of Powerful by Maisie Hill. This is a self-help book all about learning more about your stress hormones and how to like control those and kind of realize why you react to certain things in certain ways. It's interesting, but I do feel like it's not something that I want to sit down and read like multiple chapters of. I feel like it's the sort of thing that you kind of want to just dip in and out of, read a chapter here and there. But I did read like 3 chapters back to back, which is fine, but I feel like I kind of want to take a break from it. But I do want to keep reading nonfiction. So I have 2 options. The first one that I'm leaning towards is Jane Austen at Home by Lucy Worsley. It's all about Jane Austen, obviously. And I feel like this would be a fun read. I do love some Janie. And I now have 2 books about Jane Austen and her life, so I feel like I should kind of spread them out a bit. So maybe I should start with this one. But I also have this book, which I feel like would be kind of fun. It's called Talk to the Hand: The Utter Bloody Rudeness of Everyday Life, or 6 Good Reasons to Stay at Home and Bolt the Door by Lynn Truss. And I feel like this one will be really fun to read. I feel like it's going to talk a lot about politeness and how people have kind of lost their politeness somewhat. But the main reason I want to read this is because this book actually belonged to my granny, and she unfortunately passed away recently. And I've kind of been talking a bit recently about how I've been going through a hard time, but I haven't really touched upon why, and it is because unfortunately my granny did pass away rather recently, and she was very much someone who valued manners and politeness. And so I feel like this book, whilst it's going to remind me of her because it was on her bookshelf, it's also going to remind me of her because of the way that she wanted the world to be. And I think that maybe now is a good time to read this and feel like more connected to her, or I should wait until it's a little bit less raw. But I feel like this book is going to remind me of her. And I found it quite funny when I found this on her bookshelf. I was like, that seems like the kind of book that I would want to read, and something that I could so picture her reading. I'm going to read one of these 2 books. I'm going to pull myself together. I'm sorry, I did not mean for this to get real. It wasn't actually something I was planning to talk about on here, but I feel like it feels weird not acknowledging it. I just keep saying that I'm going through a hard time, but not really discussing what it is. So I feel like I want to be honest. I do try and keep my personal life a little bit more private, but yeah, it's something that's been going on, and I feel like it's affecting me and potentially my content and even my mood towards reading books. I don't know, I feel like maybe I'm leaning more towards this, or maybe I'll read some of both of them. I just need to read some more nonfiction because this is not really tickling my fancy right now. I think I'm actually going to put this back onto my bookshelf. It's been sitting on my bedside table as if I was going to continue it, and I will at some point. But yeah, like I said, I think this is the type of thing where you really just want to dip in and out of it. But anyway, that's been a lot of talking, so I'm going to put this back on the shelf. I'm going to probably maybe try chapter both of these, and then a bit later on today I will actually start the Rom-Commers, and we'll get back to reading for this vlog. But yeah, those are all of my reading updates, what's going on in my life right now, which I was not planning to talk about, but there you go. Oh my god, this clip is so much longer than I thought. I thought it was going to be a quick 5 minutes, and it's been 19. Hello there, another day, another lunchtime, work from home reading update. That is to say, it's a work from home day, and I'm on my lunch break, and I'm updating you with my reading updates. I last spoke to you on Saturday. I said I wasn't feeling well. That has continued. I actually feel worse, I would say. I went to the office yesterday. I feel like maybe I shouldn't have, just because I was like, I feel like it made me extra tired. And also we had a Super Bowl watch party. My sister had one, and we went over there and watched the Super Bowl, which I actually don't care about whatsoever, but I was just there for the halftime show and the food. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like I should have maybe stayed home yesterday instead of going to the office, just so like I got more rest and stuff, but whatever, I didn't, and here we are. It's not the end of the world. I'm surviving, but I'm here to give you my reading update. So on Saturday, I decided to try a chapter of each of the nonfiction options I had. So I read the introduction of Talk to the Hand, which was like 40 pages long. I actually enjoyed it. I think it's definitely not a book I would recommend. I can already tell that just like by the way the author is writing and like her grumpiness basically with society. Like it's not really something I would necessarily recommend. Actually, it has a really low average rating, which I guess is unsurprising because she's having a bit of a moan, and I think people don't like that. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it so far, but I will keep reading that at some point. And then the other one, which I'm going to continue reading, is Jane Austen at Home by Lucy Worsley. So I read the introduction and the first chapter of this, so I've only read like 25 pages, but so far I'm really enjoying it. I just haven't read any more. The very first chapter was really about Jane's family, like her parents, her grandparents, how they ended up moving to the place where Jane was born and stuff like that. So far it's interesting. I will continue reading it. I just haven't read any more since then because I was at work, and I don't really read the nonfiction after work. Like for me, nonfiction is a morning type of read. Anyway, and then the other reading update I have for you is I have started reading the Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. I'm just over 100 pages in, so I'm like about a third of the way through, and so far I am really enjoying this. I'm happy to say. I don't want to speak too soon, but like I'm actually thinking about this book when I'm not reading it and like excited to get back to it, which is the first time that has happened to me all month. No, not all month, because we're only on like the 10th of February, all year since, well, I don't even know the last time, but yeah, it's been quite a while since I've been like, oh my god, I actually can't wait to get back to reading. And it's not because the plot is like so intense or anything, but I just like the characters. So this basically follows our main characters, Emma and Charlie. Emma has always wanted to be a screenwriter. She is a writer. She does write screenplays, but she's never like got anywhere with it. And actually she teaches to supplement her income because she knows that like realistically she can't currently make it as a screenwriter because of various circumstances going on with her family. Meanwhile, Charlie is this guy right here, and he is like the hotshot screenwriter. He has won countless Oscars and awards, and he has a massive fucking ego. And essentially Emma's manager is like, hey, this guy Charlie, he wants to work with you. He's written this rom-com. Here's the script. It's awful. Like he needs to do a rewrite and he wants your help. So Emma's like, cool, great, wonderful. He's like my hero. I'll go help him with this rom-com. And then she arrives there and he doesn't actually know that she was coming. This has not been arranged, and he's pretty mad about it. And he hates rom-coms. He doesn't believe in them and he thinks they're stupid. And so she is going to basically help him rewrite this, probably convince him that rom-coms are worthy of his attention, maybe fall in love along the way. And like I said, I'm actually really enjoying this. I feel like a lot of people don't like it because Charlie is an asshole in the beginning. Like even so far, like he's still been quite mean to Emma. Like he said some really horrible, disparaging things about her career and her abilities because he didn't actually like take the time to learn anything about her. So I feel like he's got to do a bit of groveling at some point. But I also just like the fact that like already, even though he's still being an asshole, you can see that there are moments where he actually really cares. Whilst he is an asshole, he actually does care for people, and like I think you can see that. I don't know, I kind of like their dynamic, and she kind of like pushes him to see how far she can go to get like a reaction out of him because he's like quite stoic. I'm enjoying it. Like I said, he is not being very kind to her, but I wouldn't say he's not bullying her. But I mean, I guess if someone said that to me, I would never want to talk to them again. But Emma just just has more resilience than I do, clearly. I'm enjoying it. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get back to it. So the only good news about being sick is that I'm not going to go to the gym, which is good and bad because I do want to go to the gym. I want to exercise, but alas, like it's just not happening. It would be dumb and I don't want to push myself. I want to just not be sick. What a concept. But the good news about that is that I can just read after work. I can just sit down and read. I can't wait. I don't have very long left for my lunch break, only 15 minutes. So like I don't really feel like I want to try and squeeze a chapter in. I want to like sit down and do a nice reading session. So yeah, I will be getting back to this later today. But yeah, so far so good. I don't want to speak too soon, but I imagine this is probably going to be the winner of the vlog. Not that it's a competition, but I think she's going to take the cake. Those were my reading updates. I'll just chat to you once I've made some more progress in the Rom-Commers. Hello, good morning. It's Friday. Happy Friday. I say happy Friday, but I am not feeling 100% today. I feel like I spoke about this before, about how I thought I was getting sick, and it has full on turned into a cold. But I'm feeling better today than I was yesterday, and I'm off today, which is exciting. I'm gonna go do some Valentine's Day activities in London. But we're going on a walk. We're gonna do like a walking tour thing. It's like a murder mystery walking tour. I did one for my birthday, and it was actually very fun. It's like a scavenger hunt / Cluedo, like where you have a list of suspects and weapons, and you like go around and like the actual physical things around you are like clues, and then use it to cross off the suspects, basically. Anyway, and it was really fun. We did it for my birthday, and we're gonna do one in London today. I need to move on, and I had to do my makeup, so I'm gonna do that while I talk to you. Sorry, I'm gonna have to look over here, and also I can't see you anyway because I'm not wearing my glasses, and I have really bad eyesight. I owe you a reading update for the Rom-Commers by Catherine Center, because I have actually finished this book. I finished it last night, and I actually loved this book. I was like really surprised. I thought I was gonna like it because I've heard that, like, if you like Emily Henry, then you might like Catherine Center, but I did not realize how much I was gonna love it. Like, I just could not stop thinking about this book when I wasn't reading it. Like, I couldn't wait to be done with work so that I could get back to my book. And when I was on the train, like recently on my commute, I've definitely been spending a bit of time like on Instagram. Like, I'll spend at least like 10 minutes of my commute on Instagram instead of like I used to spend that entire time reading. I genuinely think it's because I haven't been enjoying the books I've been reading a ton. It's such a difference when you read a book that you actually enjoy, and like I kind of forgot that I like reading, you know? Like, I don't know, that's a bit dramatic, but like, you know, when you just had a kind of spell of like average books, and then you're like, oh my god, do I even like reading? Do I like books? I don't know. And then you read something and you're like, oh my god, this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like to enjoy reading. And that's what I had with this book. I was giggling, I was kicking my feet, I was gritting down at my book like an idiot on the train. Like, I just could not stop smiling. I just loved it. So if you couldn't tell, this was a 5-star read. And like objectively, I can see some points where maybe like a few things could have been fleshed out a little bit more, or maybe like developed a little bit more. But 5 stars is a feeling, and I had the feeling. Like, I had the 5-star feeling. I really liked her writing style. It was like the perfect level of funny but emotional. I did nearly cry, actually. I was on the train yesterday reading, and I started to tear up, and then I was like, oh my god, pull yourself together. Yeah, I feel like it was not overly heavy-handed like with some of the authors that I read from. Abby Jimenez, I'm looking at you. I feel like there's a good balance between this is the trauma that the characters have gone through, but like it doesn't take over the entire story. It's just like this is the context behind why they are the way they are. I appreciated that because I definitely want there to be some depth, and I think there needed to be that depth to excuse Charlie's actions, because Charlie, I'm gonna be honest, Charlie's not for everyone, and I totally understand. A lot of people don't love this book because Charlie is horrible. When they first meet, he is very mean to her, but I could just read him so well, and I was like, yeah, I know why he's doing this. Like, I know Charlie. I don't know Charlie personally, but I know Charlie. Like, I know why he's acting the way that he is. I understand him, and it's not because I'm like Charlie. And I was like, okay, I love this man, even though he's a dick right now. I love this man because I know why he is the way that he is. I think a lot of people are put off by his behavior, so just go into it knowing that he is sometimes quite rude. He's got a really big ego. Oh my god, he's got a really big ego. Why can't I say that phrase? He's got a really big ego, and there we go. And sometimes like he's a dick because of it. But I think if you just like put that aside and then like appreciate all the ways that he does care for people and all the ways that he does nice things, that you just, it's the way that he shows up for people that he actually cares about. I love it. Oh my goodness. Genuinely, when I finished the book last night, I was like, could I start this book from the beginning again? Like, that's what I want to do. If I'm being a bit critical, I think that there was like one point where we kind of skipped a little bit of a period of time. I think we skipped like 2 weeks. And in theory, like that could have been included and like developed their relationship a little bit more, but even like just their working relationship a little bit more. However, I don't care. I don't care because it was the perfect length. I don't really like a really long romance book. And for me, like anything over 400 pages is too long for a romance, typically. I think the sweet spot is between like 300 to 400, like around 350. Like that's my ideal romance book length. This was the perfect length. It was like 320. Perfect. Okay, I think I'm rambling too much about this, so I'm going to finish doing my makeup and then I'll come back and wrap everything up for you. Hello, good evening. It's been many hours. My bed is a mess behind me. Don't look at it. Don't look at that. Look at me. It's been many hours. I'm back from my day out in London. I didn't film anything because I wasn't planning to in the first place, but I had a very nice Valentine's Day and we got back around 5 and I've just been watching the Olympics. I've been catching up on some of the figure skating that I missed because the only sports I'm actually interested in from the Winter Olympics are the figure skating and the ice hockey. Specifically the ice hockey. I've been watching some of that, but I thought I would come and wrap up the vlog because I am hoping to get this video up this weekend. I'm so sorry, my energy is gonna be such a mess in the end here because I'm just not feeling great. I have been wiped out on the sofa for like 2 hours. But here we are, we persist. So let's wrap this up. So the first book I read was Left of Forever by Tara DeWitt, the second book in the Spoons series. I think I said already you can read this as a standalone, but I would recommend reading it in order. Though I didn't like this one as much as Savor It. I gave this one 3.5 stars. Then I tried to read Just Playing House by Farah Heron, and unfortunately this did not work for me. I don't think it's a bad book, I just don't think it's the book for me, so I did DNF this one. And then finally I read The Rom-Commers by Catherine Zenter, and I loved this book. Oh my god, it was so good. It was so freaking good. I just want to actually like restart it from the beginning right now, but I'm not going to do that. I loved it so much. But yeah, I think we started this video. I should look this up, but I'm not a professional, so I'm not going to. But I'm pretty sure we started this video with 27 books on the TBR. Is that right? No. What? No. Hold on. I'm gonna actually consult my spreadsheet. So I started off this episode and TBR Tackle 2026 with 25 books on the TBR. And despite the fact that we have read or tried to read 3 of the books from that TBR, we're ending this episode with 24 books because I did haul in 2 books, which you already know about. So yeah, we've decreased the TBR by 1 book by reading 3. So not great. However, hopefully next month we'll be decreasing the TBR. And I'm still happy with it because I found a favorite book and a 5-star read, my first 5-star read of the year. So you know what? I'm happy. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I also read a little bit of nonfiction, but I haven't finished anything. So all of those books will continue on into the next episode or maybe the next wrap up. Like whenever I finish a book, I'll chat to you about it. But yeah, that's all for this episode of TBR Tackle, this Valentine's themed episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please give a thumbs up. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe down below and let me know down below what you did for Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day or just in general, what's your favorite romance book that you've read recently? I would love a recommendation. Now you know I like Catherine Zenter. I like Emily Henry. I like Tara DeWitt, but not this one so much, but I still enjoyed it. And so yeah, if you have any recommendations for me, let me know down below. But that's all for me, so I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye.